What's up, guys? It's Priets coming back at you with another episode of Binding of Isaac. The goal for today, actually win a run. Okay, so today I'm going to go with, I don't want to do Apollyon, Forgotten, or Keeper because we get to keep dying with those guys. Who to be? I think so for today, I'm just going to do, I think I'm going to do Samson, just try to go negative, see if I can get the Delirium fight, and if I can get the Lamb fight. So let's hop right in. I've not been doing too good at this. I'm going to be quite frank. I've been kind of sucking big booty. Okay, so I'm going to focus on not the green flashy guy. Oh wait, that's not the green flashy guy. So whenever there's a champion mob that's green and flashy, what that means is that whenever you kill it, it's going to split into two. But this one right here, whenever I kill, it's gonna drop a pill. Yeah, so it's like a chemical one. So the green flashy ones, I usually like to save them till last because they're annoying to try to deal with because it just adds more clutter to the room. These pink flies, really, they're not too bad. Whenever you see them, just kind of like wait till they conglomerate and just kind of stay out of their way. Other than that, they don't pose too much of a threat. It's just hard to tell where they're going at first. So, what's been up since last time? So, I've not recorded since Monday. JP and I recorded that episode Monday afternoon, and then we went to a friend's house and just stayed there. And yesterday we kind of just lounged around, got big old bulgogi burritos from Bonchon. If you haven't gotten them before, they're pretty good. They're pretty dang good. They're very bulgogi. It's probably like 93% bulgogi, a little bit of bok choy, and then a couple pieces of avocado in there. But oh, if you like bulgogi, you'll like these burritos. So, other than that, not much is new. Still just, bulling full and trying to wait for this for us to actually open up into phase 2, because as of right now, where I live, we're still kind of just locked down. Not locked down. We can go to stores, we can go out places, but restaurants are still not open in the area. I don't think so, because actually, yeah. So Friday, I think we're going into phase 2. So hopefully that that resolves some things, lets us actually go out. Because let me tell you, JP, myself, all my friends, we are so just bored to death. It's hard out here, not having anything to do. Basically, you can only play video games so much, and then after that, oh, I'm playing bad. You can play video games so much, but then it gets real boring real fast. So I also just don't like sitting at my desk all day. I just feel kind of gross when I just sit at my desk all day, don't really do anything. Real quick, the reason I walked in and out is because if you walk in and out, the poops are then shootable, and you can actually get drops from them. So, little tip. But yeah, sitting at my desk all day, I feel so nasty. I just feel like a big piece of lard. Especially since I got home from spring break, I didn't go back to school because we had online classes, and every day was really come back, sit at my desk for hours, and then do schoolwork, watch YouTube, and then after that, maybe play some games. I literally would just sit at my desk for hours. And as much fun as that is, like, I prefer being able to get out and about. I'm sad because working out at home is not, it's a good option. Everybody should do that. But I just can't stand working out at home. I don't know why. I don't like picking out what I'm going to work out at. So I usually go to a gym or something, or actually where I actually have equipment. Because at home it's bodyweight workouts and we work with what we got. But I'm just waiting for the gyms to open back up because I need that back in my life. I'm not a big boy or anything, but hey, I'm just trying to get some muscles out here. Other than that, yeah, just waiting for this whole coronavirus thing to settle down a little bit, just in the means of like restaurants, movie theaters opening back up, because most summers JP and I go to about 2 movies a week, or just depending on what's out, what there is to do. But without movie theaters, it makes life really hard for us because we have no movies to go watch. So we're both waiting on that. I'm also, as I said, I think before, I'm waiting to get a new camera, and once I get that, I'm going to start making art videos. I'm going to start just doing some photography. I don't think I'm going to post the photography anywhere other than my personal Instagram, which I'm not feeling inclined to share. So, I mean, it's pretty easy to find if you really did look for it. But yeah, this summer we're just kind of chilling out, trying to just make the most of what we can, because right now it's JP and I either play games like crazy or we'll just go to each other's houses and just chill out, do random stuff, watch movies, and really just I feel very incomplete. It's not my favorite thing to do, just sit around. I like just going out and doing random stuff. Like whenever we went last week with our friends to go hiking, like it was real nice. It was getting out, getting sun. Last summer I worked as a lifeguard at a beach, and it was in the neighborhood next to mine, but there's a big old lake in that neighborhood, and so I worked crazy hours. I would work 140-hour paychecks, and it was a great time. I mean, literally I would wake up, I would either eat a good breakfast or sleep in a little bit or go to the gym and then go to work. And so it was nice because I was getting lots of sun. I was out and about all day. I didn't feel gross because getting sun and just being outside basically 140 hours every 2 weeks really just makes you feel pretty good. Getting all that vitamin D just cleanses your soul. Okay, oh man. Well, I got 2 pills now. Never take a double deal if you don't know what's gonna be. Also, I am trying to get... Wait, am I trying to get... No, I'm not even trying to go to Magazine. Okay. Yeah. So all I'm trying to do is lamb, so this should be pretty easy. All I have to do is just get there. I do want to fight Delirium if possible, but Delirium's a interesting creature. It's an interesting one fight. But yeah, back to what I did. So I was a lifeguard. I was working crazy hours. Like I did not see JP or any of my friends really. My girlfriend at the time, I would maybe take off one day every 2 weeks just so I could go hang out with her. But overtime was the grind. That's the only way I could make like a lot of money, because I was getting paid $8.25, which $8.25 it's more than minimum wage, or minimum wage in some cases. But working like that, working all that time, I made decent money, but the only way for me to make, like, I would say good money in that case was getting overtime, and at most I could get about, I think, 60 hours of overtime, because so if I worked 140 minus 80, that's about 60. Yeah, I would get about 60 hours of overtime, which it adds up. But if I didn't work overtime, I'd make like a lot less, because as I said, overtime was the only way I really made money. Of course, I made money no matter what, because $8.25 is $8.25. I was getting paid, but if I was going to work, I just realized I might as well go balls to the wall, get the money while I can, grind it out. So in the end, I was happy with it, but I could have hung out with friends more, all that. So I don't know what's gonna happen this summer. I don't know if I'm gonna try to get a job or not. I probably need to, college kids kind of do need money. But as of right now, it's just unmotivating to go back in lifeguard, because technically I should only get paid about $9.25, $9.50 this year. So that is not the most exciting thing, because once again, it would kind of be overtime is the way to go. And the reason why I think that $8.50 was low is because we had outside the country help come in, these Bulgarian guys, and they were getting paid like $12.50, and they were getting paid good money. And so it was not demoralizing, but like just whenever they get overtime, they got paid so much. They would get about $18 an hour. Actually, more than that. They'd get paid $18.75 an hour, which they made more without overtime than I made with overtime. or yeah, they made about the same as I made it overtime. So it made sense why they were getting paid more, because they had to pay rent, and in this area rent is kind of expensive, especially for 5 people. And they also just had to pay for groceries, their like everyday living. So they still made out with more money than what I had, but they really had no choice of what they got to do. It was basically they had to work every day. They didn't really get days off until about like 2 months in. But that's what they signed up for. They signed up to work when the American kids didn't want to, and so they were hard workers, and I really liked them. We had a good time. I invited them over to my house a few times. They hung out with my family. They're real cool guys. They're about my, like 2 of them are my age, and then they're either older, like there's some that were like 3 years older, some that are 2 years older, but they're real cool guys. One guy was a water polo player, and he was insanely just good at swimming, which I didn't realize swimming was that much of a skill, because he could hold a surfboard above his head while in deep water because his legs were just so good at kicking, because that's what they have to do in water polo apparently. So it was fun hanging out with him because he would like hold people on his shoulders while swimming in like 20-foot deep water and only slightly drown at the end, but we were all there to save him if he needed it. Did I not go to this? No, I did go to the item room. I'm dumb. Oh yeah, I got this dumb item. So right now, damage is not the best. Of course, this is only floor 2, I think. I'm not in any rush because I'm not trying to do boss rush, but it is lame when people go slow. So I'm going to try to speed things up a little bit, because I know it's not fun to watch somebody. This is Akko's. Yeah, it's not fun to watch somebody just play really slow. Yeah, one thing that was really fun last summer was on my last day of work. It was one of like it was the hottest day I worked, because after that there was no more days hotter because I stopped working. But on the last day, the water, I think some guy had a thermometer on his boat, and the water was 98 degrees. And the heat index was probably, I think it was like 114, something crazy. And going in the water felt just as gross as being outside. Oh, that was a bad hit. We had no running water or anything like that at the beaches because it's a beach. So the only way that we could go to the bathroom was at a porta potty. There was a day because sitting in the stand and stuff, honestly, I got used to the heat. So of course, like, I was a little bit sweaty, but nothing too crazy. But I went to the porta potty one day just to go to the bathroom, and I went in bone dry, came out like it looked like I just jumped into the lake. I know, nasty, but it was a surreal experience. I've never felt so abused by the heat. It was pretty insane. Also, what was even dumber was whenever we started the summer off, we did our like little lifeguard training at the lake. Because we only had been certified for at a pool. So whenever we went to the lake, the water was freezing cold, and so like the first weeks of work, the water was so cold and like miserable to get into. And then by the end of it, it was so hot that the fish were even angry, and they would come up and bite us. So it was kind of a horrifying experience. I don't know if I just heard a knock on my door. One sec, I'm gonna pause the game. Sorry about that. We are back at it. The reason why I was worried about somebody knocking on the door is because JP is asleep outside this room. So if he wants to walk in, he can, but I just wanted to make sure he wasn't knocking on the door, just feeling like stranded. But yeah, so it was miserable. Like, being in water that warm was awful. And the way it works at a lake is we have to rope off a big area that people can swim in that we watch. And so we marked out, it was a really large area at the specific beach that I worked at. There's 3 beaches in total, but at the one I worked at, we had one of the largest areas because they reworked the ropes like halfway through the summer, and it was just insanely big. And so the beach is a flat beach. It's not like it goes around the water. So whenever you swim out, there's a dock out in the middle of the water about 50 feet from the land. And so in order for us to watch that, we would have to get out on a surfboard. And so what sucked is for some reason the fish just understood that on the big yellow surfboard, the lifeguards would sit, and they would just come and attack us. The water was either super hot, super cold, and it was kind of miserable being out on the board because you just had to float in the water and try not to get bit. And so every time I would get bit, I would just hop back up on the board and cry a little bit, because what else can you do? Okay, I'm gonna pick up the soul heart just because I need to stop taking dumb damage. Even though I'm not trying to get angel rooms or anything, I'm still trying to get devil rooms so I can get good items, because hey, if I get brimstone or something or anything, I would be very happy. I need to kill that guy. Oh. So yeah, it was an intense summer. It was a lot of work. Like, of course I signed myself up for it, but basically we would just put our availability in, and so the first week, I mean, I wasn't doing anything this summer, so I just said I was available every day. I didn't think that they were going to put me on every single day, but in the end they did. And so I worked, as I said, I worked a lot, but I did only work for about 2 months. At the end of that, JP and I, or JP's family, Dad Alive in HD, we go to a lake cabin somewhere in this world. But we go up there, and so we were up there for 2 weeks, and I stopped working whenever we left for that, because at that point I did not want to come back and work, because I would have to leave for school in about a week after I got back. So that was not my prerogative to do that. Yeah, so I'm honestly like pretty scared of water. Water's a pretty scary thing. It always scared me that what if like a huge man drowned, because I'm like 5'10", you know, I'm like, I can like lift up 2 gallons of milk with ease, hard flex. But it's scary to think that if somebody huge drowned, I don't know what I would do, because if somebody it's not easy to lift people in water. Of course we had rescue tubes, but it's so easy to just get dragged down. But luckily at our beaches we only had one real like scare when it came to drowning. Basically this girl was behind us, or behind one of our lifeguards, while he was on the board swimming outside the area she was supposed to, and so the lifeguards kept whistling at her and the boy that she was swimming next to, and they kept on whistling and saying, hey, you gotta go back inside the area. But teenagers love to swim like literally just outside the swim area next to the lifeguard for the most part. Why? I don't know. They were weird people. But they were just swimming there. All of a sudden the girl started to drown, and the guy just the guy dipped. He was like, I'm not dealing with this, and he swam to shore while the girl was drowning. He didn't even say ask her help. So our lifeguard on the surfboard, what we're not really supposed to be doing is we always try to stand up on the surfboards and like stand there, because it's lame just sitting on the ground. Also, we got lots of damage up, so this is really good. It's lame just sitting on the board doing that. So he's standing on the board, and he looked around, and he went to get off the board, but he kicked the board in front of him, away from him, and had to go swim to her without any flotation device, which that was dumb on him. I'm gonna say that. Dang it, I don't know why I did that. I forgot that you have to use purity. But yeah, he had no flotation device, so he just swam over to her. Luckily, he was probably like the most buff dude out there. He's one of the Bulgarian guys. All of them worked out like crazy. They were real beasts. But he swam over there. The girl immediately just hopped on his shoulders and basically just tried to end it rightly. It was really scary. But I was at a different beach that day. He was at the main beach. But he basically, as soon as she went on his shoulders, he grabbed her from the waist and just threw her over his head while in the water. I wish I could have seen it, but no. He just tossed the girl, because the girl's on top of him. He needed to get her off. That's what you're supposed to do. So she was all fine in the end. The only issue is she lost her swim bottoms. Some people think that they were already off, but hey, I'm not gonna call it. I'm not gonna be the one who calls that. So there's definitely some interesting stuff that happened. We also had lots of issues with people whenever we would hear thunder, because when you hear thunder, especially in a lake, everybody has to get out of the lake, because what follows thunder? Actually, no, what follows lightning is thunder. But whenever we hear thunder, we'd have to call everybody out of the lake. The only issue was that we live right next to a military base that likes to do routine I don't know what they do. They just detonate stuff basically, and so you just hear it in the distance like doo, doo. And the thing is, if you're not paying attention and you just hear it all of a sudden, it sounds a little bit like thunder. And so on a particular day, this mom was having, like, they had their kids there, and apparently it was her kid's birthday, but it's not like a lake that you have to pay into. It's whoever lives there gets to go to the lake. And so we called thunder break because as lifeguards, our favorite thing to do is not have to work and just call thunder break. But in this case, there was huge clouds in the distance, and whenever we heard the thunder, it was not in the direction of the base. And so we called thunder break, and this lady just came up and started screaming at us, absolutely just yelling at the top of her lungs, just being kind of just, it was kind of gross. It was like she was just yelling at us, and she was like, listen, that was the base, that, like, you guys can't just be calling this. We understand that you guys don't like working, you're just doing this so you don't have to work. And we're like, man, we heard thunder, because as people who were out there every day, who had been there lots of times, there's lots of thunder. Then what would you know, about 30 minutes later, a huge storm just hit us, and then it was downpouring, and it was terrifying. Let's see, I'm just gonna use that. I need to find more health. But yeah, it just started downpouring, and this lady was screaming at us. So I went up to talk to her. I'm like, listen, I understand that you disagree with what the fact that we called a thunder break, but as the lifeguards, if we hear something, we have to do it. In 30 minutes, you guys can get back in the water, but we have to make sure that we ensure your guys' safety. And she was all mad, brewed away. We always had issues like that with parents. Sometimes, yeah, some of the lifeguards would goof off and do dumb stuff, but the only time I ever got yelled at by an adult was whenever we called thunder breaks, because they were like, oh, we didn't actually hear thunder, because everybody said they didn't hear thunder. But in that particular case, there's people who walked up to us, other just beachgoers, who said, yeah, we also heard the thunder. That lady's kind of dumb, which we didn't say that. Maybe we did, but like we understand the pain of going to the lake that you pay your good old money to be in that neighborhood and swim at that lake. But at the end of the day, it was our call. Basically, the thing that was the worst thing that the lady was saying was that she knew that there were some Bulgarians there and some people out of state, and she was like, where do you guys live? And most of us, I mean, I don't live in the particular neighborhood, but we have friends who live there, and most of the lifeguards live in that area. And they were like, listen, we also pay to go here. We also live in this neighborhood. And this lady was just being disgusting, like, oh, you don't live here. Like, you guys, we pay good money to be here. And they're like, yeah, I mean, most of the lifeguards do it. That's kind of just how the cookie crumbles. We call it to see it. So, oh. Okay. These guys are a pain. Anus. It's not called anus. Wow. Okay, I'm doing real bad right now on health. Haglas, Perthro, Bricano. I wish I could have found that before. Okay. I'm gonna take Perthro. I did not find the item room yet. Okay, I'm gonna go try to find the item room. Make it quick as a jiffy. Oh wow. What a room. But yeah, it's being it kind of sucks being somebody who has to make calls like that in any job. I would assume so, at least. Oh, that was probably not the move. But hey, I did it anyways. Because whenever you make a decision like that, it got crazy. And there was some days, as I said, we never really had any like crazy, like I don't have any crazy stories of people like full of drowning. But there was a day that this little boy went under the water, and there was way more people than we were used to, and the lifeguards would sometimes not be watching. Oh gosh, that was awful. My bad. I keep looking at the door because I keep hearing what I think is knocking. But there was a boy went under the water, and we were really busy, and we had 2 lifeguard stands and 1 person on the surfboard. But for some reason on this day, we only had me in the stand and 1 guy on the surfboard, and 1 guy sitting on a bench just having his lunch or something. And so the kid goes under, and I don't see it happen, but all of a sudden I hear a mom scream. I look back, and the little brother of this like little girl is just holding the little girl out of the water. Like, she's fine. She's not even crying. She's just coughing a little bit. And so what do? I stay in the stand because the girl's already out of the water. She's fine. The mom's running to her. I don't feel I don't feel the need to go and check on her, mainly because I'm like, whenever something happens and you're a lifeguard, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to keep your eyes on the water, because if I would have gotten down, since we didn't have another person on the stand, there would be nobody watching the shallow end, which the shallow end's where most people go down, because the little kids love to go to the rope and try to grab on the rope, and then they just fall under. And so I stayed up in the stand, and then the lifeguard who was sitting on the bench ran up to them, but I didn't jump down, so I just felt like that looked bad on me, because I was trying to do my job and just not hop down. But it was crazy stuff. The mom freaked out. She was one of the moms that actually would yell at people a lot. She was a issue because she was one of those entitled people who's like, I pay good money to live here, when not to call it out, but lots of people there were housewives, because it was almost every day that they were there hanging out with the other housewives, and they were the ones saying that they paid good money, which, hey, respect. You watch the kids, all that, but they don't exactly pay their hard-earned money to have the rights to live there. So it was interesting times down there, but we're all good friends, all the lifeguards, and so it made it better. We would play frisbee a lot, even though we weren't really supposed to be playing frisbee, but we would call adult swim, and basically once it was adult swim, nobody had to be watching the water, but then rules had to change, and then people actually had to start watching the water during adult swim. It was crazy stuff. But yeah, I don't plan on doing it again, because drowning is scary. I don't want to drown. And so I never felt at risk of dying at the job, because mainly the only people we would help, like, I never had to make a save, because mainly people who could swim would go to the dock. If people could swim and go to the dock, usually nothing could happen. If something did happen, it would be like somebody hitting their head on the dock, and at that point the water was so gross and murky that I really don't know if anybody could have done anything, because, like, it's not funny, but it was, if somebody went underwater, it was so deep in the dock and it was so murky that at that point I don't know what, like, how much could really be done. And so luckily we never had an incident like that. Everybody jumped off the dock, and we'd blow whistles if anybody did anything dumb. So we had pretty strict rules. Nobody could flip, nobody could dive, because one, you can't see under the water. Don't dive into water that you can't see under. You're also really not supposed to jump into water that you can't see under, but at these docks, they'd been cleared because they're docks meant to be jumped off of. And so you cannonball, do whatever you want, but we just would not allow people to dive. And so if somebody dived off, it would be pretty easy to hit your head, because you go underwater faster than you really know it. And when you can't see under that water, it's very easy just to not realize that how fast and how far down you're going. So yeah, that's the only way that we could really foresee anybody actually getting seriously injured or drowning seriously. But as I said before, the other time that somebody, like, the only actual drowning that we had was the girl who was outside of the swim area, which technically we're not responsible for anybody outside of that area, but as good people and people who are certified to watch over people, we did what we had to do and helped out, because it's kind of our job to help people, and we're being paid for that. So if that girl drowned, of course nobody could be at fault, because we blew whistles at them. We told them, hey, you can't be over there, don't do anything dumb. Yet people do stuff that's really dumb. So it was an interesting time. Other than that, I don't know. It was a time to be alive. I had never been so tan in my life. I had the worst tan line ever, like, on my waistline. My butt was about the color of, probably brighter than a piece of, like, printer paper, and, like, if I pulled my pants down, like, it was like night and day difference. I got really tan. Maybe someday I'll show that tan line, because I have some pictures of it, but it was nice. It feels nice to be tan. I felt good. I was eating well, working out, being in the sun, drinking lots of water. I think the most, I can't remember how much. I think I drank 2 gallons of water in one day at one point, just because you're not supposed to drink a lot of water like that. But it was a really hot day. It was super hot, and so I would just drink a water every break that we had. So I'd drink about a water bottle an hour, water bottle an hour. So it was kind of intense. This game's going really slow. I'm really sorry about this. I'm already 30 minutes in. And anyways, other than that, plans. As I said, last summer JP and I went to a lake thing. JP and his school, he mentioned what school he went to. I'm not going to mention his school because I don't feel obliged to tell his personal information without him being here. But we would, like, the first time I ever went to the lake was last summer. So it's not like something that's like history for me, but they invited me back to go again. And so that was garbage. Okay, now I have to redo that. But yeah, so they invited me back to go to the lake with them again. So I wanted to go again this summer. Then JP got some orders that he had to be back at school basically the week before we had actually planned on going for 2 weeks. Guys, this is not going well. I'm going to start playing runs more, and I don't know, maybe record footage before I start playing, because right now it sucks. I've lost most runs. I feel like this is about how I do normally. I think I do a little bit worse now that I'm not focusing. I'm not going back down that direction. Let's go see. Oh, I have to do that. Well, I don't know what to do right now. I'm kind of lost. Let's see. Let's go see if I can find another heart, like right here. Nope. How about right? Nope. Actually, you can get black hearts from these. Nope. Pills? Paralysis. Never thought I would be doing this. Well, what a lucky streak. Let's go see what's in here. But yeah, so right now, as of right now, we're not going back up to the lake, but if we do go to the lake, JP and I want to be making some short little films of us just doing random stuff, because up there, it's so nice. It's so nice. Oh, forgot that there was gonna be another boss. But yeah, it's a super nice, like, real, like, nice clean lake. And at night, we would sit out on the dock sometimes, and you could just see, like, the entire Milky Way, because there's no light pollution whatsoever. Because where we would stay was basically, I think it was part of an old resort or something of that nature. I'm just gonna do this, see if there's anything good in here. Okay. I don't mind dying because I still have 4 lives. It's not like I have to get past this next room to survive. Honestly, if I don't know what I'm gonna do. If I get down to 1 life, I don't know if it's really gonna be worth it to continue, so I might have to end this run early. Also, this is just taking really long. I've been having, like, I had that one really good brimstone run, which I'm sad I didn't record most of, because really it was just a really good run. So I might start playing off recording a little bit more, but I'll keep everybody updated on, like, what achievements I've gotten, or like how much I've done. Oh my gosh, what the heck? That guy's going quick. Is that the I'm excited pill? This is 10 out of 10 awful. Sick. If I keep them over there, they might not come back over and eat me. So, yeah. If we go to the lake, I'll be taking pictures. I'll post them places. I might start posting on the actual Priets Instagram. I don't know. Nobody's really, until I actually start gaining more traction on the youth of the tube, I won't actually post anything on that channel, just because I don't know what to post right now. I need to kind of build up who I am as a content creator. But yeah, really, I'm waiting for my camera to get in. I'm really excited because JP and I just want to basically go roll around, take good pictures. We love taking good pictures. That was an awful room. What the heck? I'm just gonna try to skip it. That was terrible. Oh my gosh. This has been just awful. I really should not have picked up 9 lives. I mean, I always remember that it's gonna, like, reduce my life down to 1 red heart, but in that case scenario, I wasn't like really thinking, oh, I have basically all red hearts. These guys suck. And my damage, honestly, my damage is really good. My damage is, I mean, it's decent. Like, what sucks is I have good damage, but other than that, everything else is pretty basic. Wait a sec. I could have skipped that one room this whole time. Okay, so Binding of Isaac. I do need to actually start winning. I'm really not on any track to do anything good, because usually what I do is I just repeat runs, do what I have to do. As I said, I've only been playing one run a day, and that's really not been helping when it comes to actually beating this game and getting achievements, because at most I can get like 3 achievements maybe if I do a really good run, but other than that, but the chances of me actually getting achievements are not that good, because if I die, like with Samson, I have to fight Lamb and beat Lamb. If I die anytime before that, I get no achievement. So I'm gonna start doing more runs offline, I think, and just kind of get better, get some of my skill back, even though I really didn't have any to begin with. Ooh, that's nice. So that might help out with me just not sucking so hard all the time. I'm gonna take this soul heart. I'm also gonna take fanny pack. I'm gonna donate the rest. Nope, I'm not gonna donate the rest. Ooh. So yeah, I just don't have the means to actually utilize the damage in any meaningful way. It's kind of poo-poo schlau. I think that's German for like fart, but no clue. Somebody told me that once, and I don't really believe them, because poo-poo schlau does not sound like the word for fart. Oh no, oh no. This game's trying to beat me up. Do you see those moves? I got no ankles are broken on this day. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I just take dumb damage. I kind of forget where I am, what's happening. This fight is just not a fun fight. It's not hard. It's pretty easy not to take damage, because if you have headphones on, like, you can hear her just make the most guttural sound that there possibly is, and then after that she just lets down her foot kind of slow. Also, you see the shadow. There's a lot of cues to not get hit. So the hardest part is if she just does a dumb amount of enemies or has a dumb amount of enemies spawn, then maybe it can get a little hard. I have to go Lamb. This might be nice. Faith up. Well, ooh, that gives me a lot of hearts. Maybe I should have per-throwed that. I'm going to do this fight just because it's not a hard one, and getting a higher chance to get an angel room is always nice. Of course, if I do find a devil room, I will probably pick up a devil room item, especially at this point that I have so many soul hearts and no health. Actually, I'm about to have 2 hearts of health. So if I find a 2-heart item, you know I'm going to pick that up, because it's going to be something good. So right now I'm just like looking for stuff that will actually allow me to utilize my damage in some way, because right now, not too bad. Like, I'm doing good damage. Okay, that was bad. Can you per-throw this? Oh, sick. Guardian Angel is pretty decent. It's just a kind of big familiar that protects you from getting domed. Let's see. So, goal, not take too much damage. Oh man, I forgot that most of my health is because I took damage so much. Let's see. Okay, so, oh my gosh. Some rooms are just set up in ways I do not like. Like, these guys aren't hard to block, so I don't know why I'm playing it so close to the what's the close to the vest? Playing the close to the vest, something like that. I don't know why I'm playing so reserved. I kind of just need to go balls to the walls right now and just get done with this. You know. So, I don't know. I wish I had more sustainable damage, because right then 14 damage is nice to have, but 5 damage. Oh, he only starts with 4.5, so I'm really not that much higher than I was to start out with. Which damage is damage. What's nice is I can get more damage by just taking taking a hit, and I think if I use the straight razor, I can get more damage and do lots of damage. So that might be utilized at some point. Oh, not gonna touch that one. Oh, that's cool. Oh, oh. This is one of those rooms that's not hard. You just have to wait, and waiting is not fun. Okay, so. Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. I should have used that straight razor sooner. But hey, look, I got some good damage now. Or higher damage, I guess. So let's keep it moving. I'm gonna kill the non-walking ones first because that's easy enough. Ooh. Let's hope I can actually turn this run into something good. At this point, I'm not going to fight Delirium because I know I'm going to die. But at the same time, I don't need to win the run in order to get achievements. So, what do I have to lose? My issue with Delirium is unless you have really just full health, like full up, all soul hearts, everything, it gets really, it's really hard not to die because you just take, no matter what, you're going to take some dumb damage at some point. I know I've beaten Delirium with, I think, 2 hearts, but that was hyper focus, real sweaty, and also I had really good stuff. So basically, if I got, it was really hard for me to get hit because I think I had like Mask of Infamy that procced so many times, and I got very lucky with that. Oh, oh yeah, take some damage, take some damage, take some damage. So that was just a different time. I want that coin so bad. There we go. I'm just gonna try to move this along because right now I just need to get to the boss room and not take damage. Fart Baby's not my friend right now. He's not doing anything of great use for me. I think I've seen him hit like 3 guys in total. So. Ah! What the heck? I don't know how that guy popped back up. Ooh, sick. That was completely calculated. I did not know that there was a tinted rock. Just kidding, I did. I did not expect that to kill the enemy. But that was a nice bonus. Those little worm guys, they're not the worst, but whenever you get a room with like 10 of them, I don't know if you guys know the specific room I'm talking about, but it is just the most cursed thing I think there really is. It's you walk in, everything just shoots straight into your eye sockets, and then you basically just die. So, not my favorite room to be in. These ones are pretty easy. If you just stay under them, whenever they shoot diagonal, it looks kind of scary, but you just have to go directly under the middle one, and you won't get shot. I want it though. Okay. Oh, Daddy Longlegs is not. So he's not hard. I just always seem to take weird damage from him. I think it's you kind of just have to move exactly like right there. What am I supposed to do in that case? If I get hit by his head again, see, look at that. That's such a fast hit. And you never really, I don't know, I feel like you never really fight Daddy Longlegs. He's probably my least fought boss, and I'm about to die. Straight up. It's Treeway. Oh no, just let me hit you, just let me hit you. Yeah, he also goes invincible a lot. Okay, temporary flight. Hey, sick. Now I don't need that. This is gonna be a doozy. But I got Seraphim, so I got more soul hearts. This game's just given. Being generous today. I really need unless I get like Unless I get some like really good item, I don't see this run really going anywhere. Because right now, it's pretty lackluster. Having only a buff of like 1.6 damage. Of course that's decent damage, but like my tier rate is not good. My nothing is really good right now. Like I'm kind of just stationary. I've gotten a lot of items that really don't do too much for me. So I'm sorry that some of these runs take so long. I try to entertain you guys with that story, but I feel like talking about Lifeguard, it just gets tiresome quick. And I can't melt through bosses. That's the worst thing. I wish I could just really just annihilate guys real fast. Oh, sick. Damage up. Yeah, I'm just gonna use both of those. I did not know you could get Blood Clot from down here. So that's gonna be nice. Blood Clot gives you. That was. Sometimes the game doesn't like you. Sometimes it doesn't go along with you. So in that case, I think it was programmed so like nothing was supposed to like verge on your location like that, like a freaking bomber. But one of my tiers caused one of the skulls to just go in the wrong direction. Should I have gotten that red heart at the time? Nope, probably not. This is just a very not good run. I think I say that about most runs, but this one especially, I just don't feel too confident about. I have not gotten really good items. It just kind of goes like that sometimes. This is one of those runs that I could probably beat it. It's just going to take a lot of focus. I'm probably just going to randomly die at some point if I get a cursed room. Like this right here should be fun. My range is actually really good. I did not realize that. So, I'm doing good damage, but that's only because I got the Blood Clot, and I also got hit a bunch. So, I lost 3 soul hearts, I think. So, my guy's thriving a little bit, but that's only because he's taking so much damage. So, it's going to suck because as soon as I get to the next floor, I'm going to be back at square one. I smell something in my house. It smells like somebody's cooking. I don't know what somebody's cooking. Nobody cooks in this house. Just kidding. My parents are wonderful, wonderful cooks, and I love the home cooked meals they make me and generously feed me. So, oh yeah. Let's not. Oh, I have wings. I always forget that I have flying. So sometimes I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fall off the edge, and then I just go to the edge and I'm alive. Oh, sick. A bank. Ooh, I get flight again, and I get another red heart. Sick. My only thing I really want to do is I really want a double room, so I'm trying not to take dumb damage more than I have to. Haglas. You might be asking why I used it right there, because I wanted to. Haglas, I don't know if there's any super good use other than just clearing a huge room, like a massive room. So I kind of just use it whenever, because who knows, there could have been a small rock. Maybe small rock doesn't spawn in this and I'm saying dumb information, but I got Blood Clot from a lucky bomb, so why not try to get some more stuff from bomb and some doodads. Oh, sick, we get Bookworm now. So this, okay, from that transformation, I think we're actually going to do really well. I'm not going to try to pay out the key dude because that is the most unworthwhile thing ever. I'm going to take Satanic Bible because that's going to get us good health up. And actually, at this point, I'm feeling much more confident about this run. I think we can actually turn this into something. Because, especially with Bookworm, we have the chance to shoot 2 tiers at once, and that is just major. This is a weird floor. Okay, so I have Polaroid. That means I have to go kill Satan. The Satan floor is probably one of my least favorite floors. If there's any floor that I take the most just dumb damage on, it is. But I mean, if you guys have played this game before, you'd know that. Basically, lots of stuff just like to explode on Perthrow, urethro. Stuff just likes to explode. And when stuff explodes, you're gonna take some damage. And when you take some damage, Mouse is gonna want a cookie. You know that whole story. I just want him to pay out faster, please. Wow. If he does not pay out with the 31 coins I'm giving him, that's gonna be something. That's gonna be insane. Okay, good. So honestly, yeah, I'm kind of getting a little bit OP. Not gonna lie though. It's really nice that I got flight because now I don't have to worry about creep, and creep is a big issue. Just especially on Utero. Utero, what the heck? What's the Saint Floor called? I'll tell you guys as soon as I see the name pop up on my screen. But creep is everywhere. Every single enemy that's on here loves to just spew creep, which makes sense. It's a bloody floor. It's kind of crazy. Now we just have to do the mom fight. Mom fight's always pretty easy. Another eye always spawns up top. Sometimes you get a fourth eye. This is just a way, like, you have to get used to just dodging her tier patterns. If you've played this game long at all, you know her tier pattern's good enough. That sucks. There's just some of them like this one that oh yeah, oh yeah, no. Oh, come on. See, stuff like that's cheap. I hate when the game does stuff like that. I don't know. Whoa. I was just getting touched like crazy by those. I don't know how, like, why the game does that. Sometimes it creates scenarios where you really just can't. Like right there. What was avoided? Okay, sweet. So I'm going to try to take. Okay, guys. This is going to be a good run. I might have been saying different the whole time. But now that I have Satanic Bible, hopefully I can find more batteries. I'm going to go to the underworld, to Satan's little laboratory. So now we're in Shield. That's what it is. I like going to the big rooms first because big rooms usually, they take you more places. And so usually if you avoid big rooms, the path is usually on the big room route. So I don't like finding dead ends, especially in Shield. Oh man, my damage is just still not good unless I actually take more damage. So hopefully I can beat this floor just with the damage I have and not take more damage than I need to. Because once I get to Lamb, I honestly am probably going to want to take damage slightly. That way I can get more health. Now that I have a black heart barrier, I don't really mind taking damage. Especially from those guys. Those guys suck. Not worth it in the slightest. These flies are just, I don't know who decided that they wanted flies to just spew brimstone, because they're not really hard. I mean, you just have to pay attention to them. Whenever they put them in a room with other kinds of enemies, that's when it kind of gets hard. But, ooh, sick. Yeah, penetrative shot is huge, especially when it comes to damage, because you can just do so much more damage than before, because you can actually, your tiers do more than just one hit. Hierophant gives you soul hearts. That's gonna be sick. I don't know why they want the bomber boys to go on all these floors. Oh my gosh, is this game? I think this game has a crush on me. Of course, I'm taking really dumb damage, but I'm about to get another black heart, so I'm not stressing. Sick. Let's see what's in here. Another soul. I really think this game has like a crush on me or something, because this is giving me dumb hearts. Okay, key to this, just stay in a spot that they can't hit. It's just that simple. Just do that, pop that, oop, pop it again. So what's nice about the Satanic Bible is if you have a way to get batteries, oh, you are set for life. And I hate how I have to fight this guy before I actually fight him for real. He's about to go crazy on me. I know it. Don't do it. One thing that confuses me, I know there's Krampus and like these guys, sometimes they shoot like spinny brimstone and sometimes they don't. I don't know when they decide how they're going to function. The Fallen can be kind of challenging just because this guy's about to do his brimstone shot and this one's still going to be chasing me. Yeah, like that. So they really like just lock you down and you can't do too much to get out of it. Look at that skill. I don't think I'm that good at this game. I'm just proud that I didn't take dumb damage right there. Okay, I need to start bombing more walls. So yeah, sadly I can't get another devil room. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not gonna. Oh no no no! Oh no no no! These guys are easy to take damage on. Anybody that shoots brimstone is not a friend of mine. Like right here, these guys, because they can just shoot through everything. You can't stand behind. You have no safety net. It's just death. It's gonna be a really long episode. I'm kind of surprised JP hasn't woken up. I've been up for about 3 hours now. JP was just sleeping. You know, he's a tired boy. Yesterday we woke up at like 7:30 a.m. for no reason, and I'm just still exhausted from that. But for some reason, I can't really sleep in late. It's always been an issue of mine. Okay, that's sick. I got another slow heart. I just can't sleep in. If I see the sun, my body's like, nope, this is not the time to be sleeping. It's time to be awake. So as soon as I wake up the first time, I can like painfully try to like put myself back to sleep. And by painful, I mean just close my eyes and just hope I fall back to sleep. Not like choke myself and pass out. That was not worth. I'll be the first one to say it. At least my range is really good. That's really, it's nice to not have. Dude, somebody please. I hate when you get in rooms like that. You just have to wait for the guys to shoot. And sometimes, oh. Like right here. That was just a weird rip. That made me very uncomfortable. I'm just gonna bomb every wall because I really want to find a secret room because I give up. I don't feel like finding a secret room that bad. So let's do the Satan fight. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Put a bomb down, something like that, and then you killed the 2 first worms. So that's real nice. I don't remember what. I think it's count to 3 or something. I don't know. I kind of busted that. It's really nice when they both proc the brimstone at the same time, except when you just are a big idiot like me. Bombs are pretty, like, I wouldn't say they're underrated. I think everybody knows how good they are, but especially in a fight like this, whenever he does brimstone or does something that you know which way he's about to shoot, you kind of just gotta go try to put a bomb under his feet. Because they do crazy damage, especially if you have low damage. Okay, this part of the fight is the one I just don't like the most. You just kind of have to keep moving, but then if you keep moving in the wrong direction, you're gonna die. So I'm just gonna focus that for a second. The main thing you have to worry about on this fight is these guys aren't the hardest to get hit by as long as you keep moving. I think you can run into them without taking damage, but it's the worm, like, lamprey things that you have to watch out for. So just constantly move, shoot the feet, and then keep moving. Okay, hopefully I can get some good items on this floor. I'm gonna go straight to Lamb. I still don't think I'm gonna do the delirium fight. Okay, this sucks. I thought I would maybe. Okay, I don't know how much health I have. I'm not gonna get curse shot. Curse shot is kind of cursed. I'm gonna grab this just because that gives me nothing but the chance to get a guppy transformation, and a guppy transformation right now would be nice.
Are you reserved?
I'm gonna do speed up. One makes you smaller. Why not? Not gonna do charge shot. Let's go. Okay. Oh, this is not. Oh gosh, no. Why did I do this? Why did I do this? I forgot that I had Are You Wizard. Okay. But as I said, damage is good to take right now. As long as I don't die, I want to be taking damage. That way my health can go up. Okay. I thought that was Bob's brain for a second for some reason. But... okay, that's all good. Cold is not the worst item to have. It's actually pretty decent. It just does some extra damage sometimes. So, it's nothing too good, nothing too bad. Is Little Horn, is that his name? Yeah, I think it's Little Horn. Ah! I keep forgetting that I have wings, so. Let's go. Okay. I really just want to get items right now. There was not much I could do without taking damage right there. Okay. Ooh, this is going to be nice. Okay, so now I have just unlimited bombs. I'm going to drop X-Lax on him and just try to kill him with this final shot. Wow, I'm really bad at assuming how much... what the heck? I think I thought I was the baby for a second. Or the little baby angel boy. Wow. My drops are really not good right now. Okay, right now I think I have 5 soul hearts left. So let's just try not to get hit. What a concept. Oh gosh. So common cold does poison damage. Poison damage is not the doesn't do the craziest damage, but it's nice to always have some sort of ticks of damage because it just makes your life that much easier. I really should be bombing everywhere I can because maybe you guys didn't realize, but I picked up a gold bomb. I don't know if you guys are watching the same thing I'm watching. Sorry if this is not the most adventurous, most fun thing you've ever watched, but I'm just trying to beat this for you boys out in the West. I don't know what West I'm talking about, but hey, if you out there, you out there. Wow. Rage? Envy? Lust? His name, he's one of the horsemen. Oh, thanks, game. Easy kills. If he shot Brimstone or something, he would be such a harder boss, especially when he does this little pouty face. But it makes him the easiest guy out there. So, ooh, penetrative shot makes this so much easier. Rooms like this with not penetrative shot are just the bane of I think most people's existence because. Okay, go back around. Oh, I was hit by that guy. You kind of have to just understand their movement patterns. I mean, I don't think I understand their movement patterns, but you kind of just have to predict where they're gonna go. It's kind of hard sometimes because as soon as they go invisible, they can literally just change direction. You can't be a sidekick 24/7, so they're pretty dumb enemies. Glaucoma, blind tears. That's not bad. It's just a status effect, so. Let's just try to get this dub real quick. Please, game. Don't make this harder than it has to be, game, please. Yeah, so whenever you, with penetrative shot, you just want to line enemies up. As common sense as that is, it's really easy just to focus on people and not try to line people up. But lining people up, that's how you get the W. Why am I bombing that? Don't ask me. So, well, I don't know if most people know, but that room right there is the Forgotten Room. If you did all the steps and you got the shovel, mom shovel or whatever, that actually will unlock the Forgotten. So, hey, I could have unlocked the Forgotten, except I already did that, so not on my agenda. Okay. I'm really bad at picking the right path. As you see, I pick every path but the correct one. Okay, in this one, I'm going to try to kill one fly and get out of the way. Because usually they are self-deprecating, because they'll just kill themselves. Oh, These guys can be a little annoying. They can be really annoying. I stand corrected. So, as I said, damage right now is not something I'm really shying away from, because the more damage I take now, the more damage I do at the lamb fight. Of course, I could just take damage to the lamb fight and have sustain longer, but I'd rather go into the lamb fight with lots of damage. Because honestly, I think I have more chance of taking damage in the not boss room than I do like out here, because you can face like even harder stuff out here than you can in the actual boss fight. Okay. Kinda sucked. I didn't get any real good items. Of course, if you have Guppy's tail or something like that, it's gonna make your life a lot easier when it comes to the end of a floor up here. I'm going to do this because usually these L-shaped floors are never that hard of guys. Usually it's just some enemies like this. Get out of jail free card. Oh man. So get out of jail free card opens any door, and that includes the door to Mega Satan. So right now I could fight Mega Satan if I wanted to, and I think that'd be a guaranteed Delirium fight, but as I said, at the time right now, it's already an hour 22 in, and I don't feel too confident in being able to do that, mainly because after the lamb fight, I don't think I'm going to have that much health. So I'll see how I'm doing after that. I don't know why I'm still going right now, but these rooms are easy enough. I mainly want to try to get more items. I'm gonna do this room and then call it quits and probably fight the lamb. And I think I'm gonna end at the lamb just because I feel like I'm holding. Sorry, my phone's ringing. I think I'm just playing this one out a little bit too long. I'm not trying to play slow, as I said, but I'm just gonna try to beat lamb as fast as I can. Wow, that one really curved back. Okay. Whenever you have invincibility for a second, you should always just try to utilize that as best you can. Always try to land bombs, especially if you have golden bombs on this floor. And the main reason I don't think I'm going to do the Mega Satan is because, one, if I want to fight Delirium, I have to beat Mega Satan. And if I beat Mega Satan, then I have to survive Mega Satan. And right now, I don't know how much hearts I have. So if I didn't have a Curse of the Unknown, I probably... Okay. Well, this is really bad. I didn't think I was at like exactly no hearts. So I cannot get hit this whole fight. And this is gonna be stressful. So I'm gonna go to focus mode. So right here, you want to try to stay in between the beams as much as you can, and then if you have to, run in between. I took dumb damage by trying to like put bombs down. So there is a sequence right here that is literally the easiest thing to take damage from. Okay, well, this is this is really bad. I hope I don't lose this. I really just need to beat the lamb. I was taking dumb damage the first time. So there's a sequence whenever he detaches his head from his body where he will just zoom around like a freaking shadow, and I don't understand what to do in that case. Like there's not much you can really do. And I don't know why he's doing some different stuff this fight. He's not playing around. Okay. So that's going to be almost enough to... Nice. I'm going to keep going to the body and trying to do damage that way. Okay, so run between. Be careful because they will follow you. You just have to check what ones are going to follow you. He's about to do some dumb stuff. I'm not looking forward to this. Okay, so that's going to do good damage right there. So basically on this fight, you kind of want to always move around because you don't know when he's going to do his like little shadow thing. Oh, come on. Well, sorry guys that was such a bad run. That just shows, like, you have to get good items. Even then I got some good damage, but I just messed up too many times. I should not have taken those lives. I would have. It's useful because if I didn't have Guppy's body and had the extra 9 lives, then I probably just would have died sooner. But I hope you guys enjoyed this time. This was Priets once again. Sorry I keep losing. I'm going to do some stuff offline so I can just get a little bit better, because as I said, I took a big break before I started the series up. So hope you guys are enjoying. See you guys next time. Peace out.